Hey everybody, it's Sonjdradeluxe. Can I go to hell? Yeah! So today we're making a variant of pumpkin soup or Saturday soup. We're using our leftover turkey bones, I guess, if you made turkey over the holidays. Cock soup, very iconic. If you're not Jamaican or West Indian, you might think this is hilarious, but it is an actual real soup. I wanted to try and make it without the packet to see how it turned out, and it turned out mad delicious. We made our own broth, made it a little spicy. So if you want to see how to get this dish without using this packet, please stay tuned, although this does cut down time quite a bit. We've got some spinners in here, yam. I didn't put pumpkin or squash because it's just not in season here and it's a little bit hard to find right now, but we still got a good soup. I'll make another video like this using this and using pumpkin. But anyways, if you want to see how to get this dish, then please stay tuned. Okay, so first of all, Happy New Year. Love you so much. Wish you lots of success and prosperity in the new year. Second of all, let's go get a big old pot of water ready to boil. You just want enough water to cover your turkey. I'm gonna take some leftover turkey bones from Christmas that I saved. We're gonna make soup with it. So I'm just putting all the bones and all the stuff that we didn't use into this pot. Now you can let this boil for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. I had stuff to do, so I just let it sit there for 3 hours. But once it comes to a boil, I'm gonna reduce the heat and put a lid on it so that it can simmer away. And as you can see, once you let it boil for a few hours or at least an hour, it turns into this nice creamy, milky looking broth, just like how you make ramen or something where you boil it for 70 million hours. Next up, we're gonna take some aromatics. I have some celeries. I just got some stalks from the grocery store. I didn't get a whole bunch because I don't really cook with celery that much and I didn't want that much celery in this soup. And I'm gonna start to rough chop my onions a little bit and also get a skillet nice and hot because I wanna brown these a little bit before I put them in the pan. If I were to do this with raw meat, I'd brown everything together, brown the meat and then brown the onions, but because the turkey's already cooked, I'm going to brown these on the side and then add them to the pot afterwards. These basically just melt into the pot. They're not really going to hold up their shape at all, but I do think it's important to give them a little bit of color. Now the onions are the first things to go through, so I'm going to heat up my pan and I'm going to start to peel some carrots. And I like to buy ugly carrots sometimes. If they're missing a piece or maybe, you know, a little wonky, that's okay. It's still a delicious carrot. They need to go to a good home, you feel me? So this one was missing its tail and I'm like, you're coming home with me, baby. And it's good to give a little love to your food so that you can ingest some love yourself. I'm gonna put those onions in because those are the first things I want to brown. This is where our multitasking comes in. I'm gonna add a little bit of salt to pull the moisture out and to help them wilt a little bit. And I'm just gonna give it a stir so it mixes all the way around. Keeping an eye on that while we're going back to chopping our other veggies. I'm gonna give a nice rough chop to our carrots because we want them to pull out flavor. Most soup stocks or soup bases are carrot, celery, onion, and a bone. Or if you're doing veggie stock, then it's something else. But anyways, giving a rough chop to our veggies. These will hold their shape quite well and they will also draw out really nice flavor. So keeping an eye on our onions while we're chopping our veggies. Also, quick tip, if you cut your onions and your eyes cry, it's because your knife is not sharp. You need a nice sharp knife and you will stop your eyes from crying because you want to actually slice the onion, not mush it. So it should be an effortless cut and that'll prevent your eyes from watering. Now I want to throw those veggies in the saucepan to brown them a little bit too, to get a little bit of a deeper caramelized flavor. And as you can see, our nice broth is still going, but now I'm going to take out the bones, any of the solids from the soup broth that we're making, and I'm putting it in a colander. This was a mess. I don't really recommend it, but I was trying to make it cute for the video. Usually I just put it right on my cutting board, but I decided to do it like this, and it kind of splattered everywhere, but that's okay. We're learning to film and cook as we go, but I'm just letting the soup drain in there, and I'm still browning my veggies, keeping an eye on that, and then adding those veggies to the stock. I also want to add a little bit more water because, as I said, it was reducing and boiling for about 3 hours, so a lot of the moisture left, so I'm adding a bit of water. Next up, I'm going to smush some garlic to remove the skins, and I'm not cutting them up because I'm going to use a garlic press, but I want a lot of garlic because I'm a garlic fiend, you feel me? I'm also gonna have some fresh thyme and a nice Scotch bonnet pepper. As I said before, these are hard to find here, so I go to my Caribbean supermarket and I get them frozen. They still have lots of flavor. It'll rehydrate and melt in the soup. I'm gonna add the thyme and I'm gonna crush some garlic in there so we get a really flavorful, fragrant soup. And I'm using this garlic press because it's easy and won't make your fingers smell too garlicky, and again, it's just gonna kind of melt off into the soup. But this is gonna be so delicious. Next I'm gonna take some whole pimento berries or whole allspice berries, some smoked paprika, you can use regular paprika, and I'm gonna add a lot of turmeric. This gives it that bright yellow color. It also has noodles in it, but I just was like, I'm putting dumplings in it, I wanna add noodles too. And I'm gonna go in with a generous amount of black pepper. I feel like I was standing here for a long time because it's a big pot of soup. I wanted to add a little bit more turmeric because I really love the flavor it gives, and also that iconic bright yellow color that the cock soup base has. Give that a stir, and I'm letting my bones cool down because I'm going to start to handle them, and they're so freaking hot. There's been many times where I've done this and I didn't let it cool down and I'm like burning my hands, so it's good to add in your other veggies and let them cool down a little bit before you start working with them. So I'm just peeling off any of the meat that's left on there, or cartilage. I like cartilage. I don't mind it. I think it's really good for your joints to build up strength and fluid in your cartilage, which is a recommendation I got from my trainer because when I work out sometimes my knees hurt. So I'm trying to make a bone broth and keeping all the cartilage, and look at all this meat that we have left over that would have otherwise been thrown away had we not made soup. This is a way to honor the meat that you're using and use every bit of it. So we're taking this, giving it a rough chop, and then just feeling through with our fingers to make sure there's not any little bones that we might have missed. And I'm kind of pulling out any skin because sometimes too much skin can leave an unpleasant texture in the soup, a jelliness. Like I said, it's all personal preference. I don't mind cartilage, just like if you have oxtail, like I don't mind eating everything and sucking the bone and all that stuff. So I want to make sure I'm getting all that good stuff and giving it a rough chop so that we can add it back into the soup. It's a good chance to see if there's any little bones, as I mentioned earlier, so that you don't get any little choky chokes. But we're gonna add that back to our boiling water, and we're letting those vegetables cook for at least 30 minutes so that they can release all of their aromatic flavors. I'm gonna take some peeled yams and potatoes, and I'm gonna cut these quite big because even though it's chunky when you first eat it, when you let it sit in the fridge, I find that these kind of disappear into the soup, thicken the soup. So I wanted to still have chunks of the potatoes left over as I eat it over the next few days and have it not all turn into mush. So giving them really big generous chops and adding those in. And I'm gonna go in with some yellow fleshed potatoes. Usually you'd use like a russet potato, but like I said, I want to maintain some of the texture and shape. Yellow potatoes really hold their shape well, so I'm using those, and again, very big chop. And I also just really like the flavor of a yellow potato. I just think it has a little touch of sweetness that I really like. And I'm gonna chop it up and put it in the pot, you feel me? So we wanna bring this back up to heat again and give it a nice little stir. At this point, I am just kind of mixing everything in, letting that turmeric color the vegetables, and I'm gonna start working on my spinners. This you wanna do about 20 minutes before your soup is done. So we're gonna send it through a sieve, some all-purpose flour. I'm gonna take some salt, sprinkle that through, and I'm going to slowly add water as I go and mix it up with my fingers. It's easier to add more water than it is to add more flour, I find, so I'm just kind of hydrating the flour, mixing it around. We want it to stick into a lump of dough and adding more water as we need it, but I'm kind of kneading it, activating the gluten in it and mushing it around. Of course, if you have a gluten intolerance, you could use other flours, but the texture will be a little bit different. So I'm just kind of kneading it. Once we've got our little ball of dough, I'm going to start breaking off little pieces and making spinners. So I'm just gonna roll it in between my hands into an elongated football shape, I guess, and throw that in the pot. Being gentle, you don't want to stir it until your spinners are fully cooked because you'll mush them up, but just adding them into the boiling pot and again rolling it between your fingers give you a little better view there. And this is kind of the shape that you want to get more or less putting those in there. I always get shocked. I always think like I want hella dumplings, and then when I'm making them, I'm like, wow, this is too much. Anyways, you can never have too many dumplings. I want to skim the top to remove some of the fat, and I also want to scoop out those pimento berries or allspice berries. They have done their job of giving great fragrance and flavor to the soup, and they're not so nice to bite into, so I wanted to take them out, and I'm just skimming out the fat and the pimento berries, which always float to the top, which is really nice. We're left with this dark oil here. We still have a nice creamy soup. We're just taking out some of the fat. I'm gonna let that simmer so that the dumplings can cook, and we haven't added any salt because the turkey was cooked and I didn't know how much salt was in it, so I want to taste it to see how much salt we need to add in. So I'm gonna go in with some kosher salt and some black pepper just to give it a little bit of balance of flavor. A very thick, delicious stew in this mother level. I'm gonna stir it up and remove the thyme stalks. As you can see, all the leaves have fallen off, so we've already got the flavor from that. Felt like we needed a little bit more salt. This is a very big pot of soup, so don't be alarmed by the amount of salt added, but it's so good. It's nice chunky soup, and again, whenever I make this, I like to make the vegetable slices bigger because they do kind of melt as you have them in the fridge for a little bit, but that's our delicious soup. Alright everybody, so that completes the dish, you know. Hope you enjoyed. I hope I give you some inspo on what to do with your leftover turkey. You can also do this with like raw turkey or chicken backs or whatever. I'll do a like from scratch version of this soup, but I just thought if you have some turkey bones laying around, you know what to do, or give you some inspo on what to do. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to share, subscribe, and follow. Love yourselves, stay pretty, and I'll see you guys again in the next video. Take care.